Looking at a whole row of John Deere D's. John Deere is the feature at the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion this year. They got a lot of nice tractors, but this is considered to be the bathtub D. This is the prototype, or one of the prototypes that became the D. You can see it's got more or less a Waterloo Boy engine mounted to a custom case that they kind of called the bathtub. And this tractor is partly custom made and also custom made recently, and also original parts. There's the placard for it. It was unearthed in 1992 at one of John Deere's factories, I suppose. But definitely a one of one. Very interesting, but it launched the D's were made from 24, I think, all the way till 53. Oh yeah, here's a book. Some of the pictures. Oops. Of how they found it. It's kind of dewy this morning. All the rusty parts. My fingers in the way. Let's see. Oh. Oh darn it. I think I gotta go through some of this again. I think I accidentally paused you there. But there's some of the info on the bathtub D here. Some of the restoration. How they found it. I don't know why it was buried, but a lot of times experimental tractors get scrapped when they're done figuring out whether or not they're going to use it for anything. That's how it looked when they got it out of the ground. You know, lots of good information in this book here. But you can see they got a plexiglass piece on here, so you can see inside the bowl gears on this thing. And just like a lot of really old tractors, it's got a lubricator because it's kind of sort of a total loss oil system. But it's really interesting. Yeah. And then if we go back over here to the line, we got a 37. Kind of in her work clothes there. And a 34 with electric lights. That's pretty rare. another one here. This is a 26. Looks like it's got what they call the nickel hole flywheel, which the nickel holes weren't big enough to prevent them from cracking. So they went to the ones with the bigger hole, 50-cent piece maybe. And here's another real old one. Oh, a 24. So this would be, I believe, the first year. 23 or 24 was the first year. So very nice. It's got the spoke flywheel. They had problems with the spokes breaking on the flywheels, so they got rid of the spoke flywheel. They went to the nickel hole, and they still have problems with cracking, so they went to the bigger one. And they also changed from having a keyway on the crankshaft to, let's see if the next one has it here. No, this is another spoker. But they changed it from having a keyway on the crankshaft. Here we go. This is a 28. I don't know if that'd be the correct crankshaft, but this one has a spline crankshaft with the big holes on the flywheel versus the small holes and a keyway. So there's a whole line. There's some nice umbrellas here on some of these tractors. There's another D with an umbrella. There's only 2 speeds forward, especially on these real old ones. We'll see if we can't find a later one. This one's got the spline crankshaft. Got the extensions on the front end. Okay, this looks to be a 30. Okay, this is a GP, not a D. You can tell because it's got that giant head on the engine there. The D has got smaller head, and on the D, it's also part of the front axle support and radiator support and the whole works. But on the GP, that's all separate. They got that. There's a separate casting down on the bottom there, instead of the engine being an integral part of the essentially the frame of the tractor. Here's another GP and another GP, a 35. There's GP wide tread. That's got to be a pretty rare one, kind of more of a row crop tractor than this one would be. Although I think they're both used for row crop work originally. Here's another nice D. Inner work close. Oh, sorry. This is a GP. It's early in the morning. I don't quite have my head screwed on right yet. I guess it's not a whole line of D's. There's a whole pile of GPs here. So I was wrong about that. But then if we go over here, this is a modified D. This is the Don Duffner Big Daddy D. He uses this for tractor pulling. It's a 37. Very nice tractor. He's put electric start on it. I don't think that was available originally in 37. By 53 or 4 it was. This one has the brake. You can see the little pedal there. And this one is actually 3-speed instead of 2-speed. So it's probably been kind of cobbled together from various parts. Here's the backside of some of these old GPs. As if we come back to the D's here, you see that this D doesn't have a brake. They never originally had a brake, and then it's only a 2-speed transmission. This one has the early PTO on it. There's kind of 2 versions I've seen here of the early PTO. This one would be the later one because it's inside the transmission. This one would be the earlier one because it goes all the way up front here and comes out there instead of coming out the back of the transmission because it was all kind of an add-on thing. And it's a lot of interesting stuff. Here we have a Waterloo Boy, a 19 Model N. This would have been the forerunner to the D that the bathtub D was made of, Waterloo Boy parts. There's another nice D. And you can see it's a very similar engine to the bathtub D there. Very crude, only two gears forward, 1 reverse. Yeah, another nice. Okay, very first solid flywheel tractor John Deere made. This is a very unique piece. I had a nice gentleman mention that to me here so I can share it with you. So this is a really special piece here. Yeah, a lot of really nice tractors. Another Waterloo Boy, a later one. It's got the green engine. Or no, maybe that means earlier. Let's take a look. If we look, we'll know. Oh yeah, this is 17. So this is an older one. See, it always pays to look and check. But everything about it is very similar to that later one, the 19, with the red engine there. But yeah, a lot of really nice stuff. And in the expo building there, they've got a Dane and a bunch of other really cool stuff. There's a replica of a Dane right there. So, all right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Here, to add to the video here, I found, let's see, there we go. A really nice 49D. It's what they called the styled D. Has a different radiator on it with a grill. Makes it look a lot nicer, more streamlined. You can see it's quite a bit different flywheel on here. It's got kind of an adapter there for a crank because it's got electric start, so you won't want to put your hands on there to try to start it manually. It's a very nice tractor. I wouldn't quite say it's in its work clothes, but it probably. You know, you get a nice gauge cluster with the style D's, the 3-speed transmission. The brake, I think, was kind of standard by that point. It looks like maybe there is even individual wheel brakes on these later ones. PTO. It's a very, very nice, original looking, anyways, tractor. By this point, lights were getting kind of standard equipment. If we go across the way here, there's another very nice later style D. I don't know what year this one is. It doesn't say. If somebody wanted to, you could look it up there. This one only has a single brake on it, by the look of it. But it's very nice restored by Whiskey Creek Farms here in Minnesota, if I remember correctly. They operate the very nice grill, electric start with that same adapter on it, lights, a very nice tractor indeed. If I find another one with something special, I'll bring you back again.